Yeah, listen, I thought our guys did a really good job of playing the right way all night. And what I mean by that, Merrimack's a really good program. Joey is a great coach. I think they're really unique the way, they play their zone. Obviously our personnel, we have better personnel. And, in a game like this, when you play an opponent, you're not always measuring your performance based off the score, kind of more in terms of what the expectation is in terms of execution and how hard you play, and how important it is, for the guys to compete on every possession. And I think we showed a lot of respect, for Merrimack in the way we competed tonight. I thought our guys were on point, playing the right way, sharing the ball. We rebounded very well tonight. I thought we took care of the ball for the most part, and made our free throws, And so we stepped up, guarded really well. I think, again, like we talked about a lot, our defense, should be our identity most nights. I thought we did a good job that way, and I'm proud of the systematic effort our guys displayed this evening.
For Alex and Ruben to set the tone tonight, especially with Mike out.
Yeah, I mean, the expectation is for them to set it every night, to be honest, right? I mean, they're, two of our most impactful players, and we need them to play well for us to be the best we can be. And so, Ruben's obviously kind of found his form. He's playing elite basketball right now, just cleaning the glass. Denver shared, with me, and I'm sure with you guys, that this was, 21 rebounds is the most rebounds in the shot clock era at Florida. I think Andrew DeClerc had 20 in 1994 or something like that. He was a pretty good player. So for Ruben to go in there and grab 21 rebounds, just says a lot about his effort and his enthusiasm and his enjoying competing. And Kondo and Tommy did a really good job keeping us organized in the middle of the zone. We felt like if we could get them the ball in disadvantage situations there and let them kind of read the opportunities, that would be our best bet to attack it, and it worked out well for us.
21-0 run in the first half. What did you see them do so well during that stretch?
We were just competing really, really well. We were guarding really hard. I thought we showed great pride that way in the first half. Like Zay Brown's chase down block was a great example of that. We already had a lead, and we were finishing every play. We were taking what the defense gave us. We weren't getting cute or unique with what we were trying to do. And like I said before, and I'll use the word again, we were systematic with it.
Isaiah is maturing as a player, kind of, with each game. Would you agree with that?
Say that, sorry?
Isaiah is kind of maturing.
Maturing,
with each game,
yeah.
Showing up more, doing what you need to do. You talk about playing the right way, seeing kind of checking that box.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, getting a couple threes from him tonight was huge. He has the capability to do that. Zay is a guy that we came into this year kind of counting on, or thinking that we could rely on him. And he kind of had an up and down fall, but he's playing really well right now. And I think he's in a great headspace. Has a great understanding of what we need from him in that role. And, when he can help us by making a couple threes, obviously that's icing on the cake. But he was plus 20 in his minutes. I thought he defended pretty well. And, 2 blocks. He's competing really well.
What do you think of Ollie's minutes tonight?
I thought he did a good job getting to the foul line. I'm really proud that he made one. There wasn't a lot there, probably 5 possessions, but he did the best he could do in those minutes.
What are you thinking when, at the end of the game, when they're trying to get him the ball? Obviously, the defense is doing everything they can to make sure that doesn't happen.
I'm not probably thinking about that as much as you are. I want us to make the right play, and so I know it's hard, and it's a little bit of a spectacle when he's out there, but I'm more thinking about why is Mikic driving into 2 bodies instead of throwing it out, so it's not. I'm just more evaluating our whole body of work in the 5 guys on the floor.
Ruben, so much more assertive in these last 3 ball games, particularly on the boards. Talk about that, please.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rube, just didn't play his best against Arizona, but I think he was, in North Florida was a weird game. They were small. We were switching 1-5, and when we're playing these, well, Florida State was similar. He's had to guard a lot of different ways already this year, and he's done a great job. When he's in the 1-5 switch, but he's him and Micah. And we missed Micah tonight, but they're 2 of the best rebounders in America. So my expectation is for them to clean the glass when they're in there and to keep that being a huge advantage for us. But the thing that we're really proud of Ruben about is he's just gotten better and better and better and better and better from where he was at the beginning of last year to how he was playing at the beginning of conference play, to how he's playing in the tournament, to where he is now. Every couple months he's making a jump, and he's a guy that we're counting on to be a huge part of our team.
On the perimeter, he continues to get better as a perimeter defender against smaller guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's always been a strength of his, being able to slide his feet, and he has really good IQ, and so he's able to kind of operate in those low-high switches and be in the right place at the right time. And he's getting more comfortable. He's just getting more rips out there, being on the wing. I thought he did a really good job on Shelton. Shelton was averaging 30 a night, shooting over 50 from three, coming into this game, or at least going into the last game before they played Maine. And we held him to 1 for 9 tonight. We made it really hard on him, and that's a good player. So credit to him, to Tommy, for the growth he's made in those different areas.
Straight game where the other team's best perimeter player, you guys have made life really difficult on. I know McCray had a lot of points, but just the growth defensively from your perimeter guys. I knew you expected it out of Boogie, but
yeah. I mean, I do think with this team, that has to probably be what we're best at. We got to be an elite defensive team where we're making it really hard on teams to score. We held them under 30% from the field tonight. That's a pretty elite effort. We're guarding the three-point line well, and we're taking a lot of pride on that end. And I think everybody that's in the lineup, we have some guys struggling in some different areas offensively, but collectively our defensive effort's really, really good right now. And for me, and I'll say it again, I measure guys on how they do in the things that don't require talent. Are they defending? Are they rebounding? Are they taking care of the ball? Are they on the scouting report? Are they diving on the floor for loose balls? Are they blocking out? All these different things. Those are the things that we care about, and we'll worry about the shot making later. But for now, the guys in the rotation are doing their job in those areas.
CJ Ingram and Alex Lloyd both saw the court tonight. Did you see things like that as a freshman, and what did you make of the nice part?
I mean, I always see things I like out of both those guys. They're really good players. I think they're just continuing to find their way at this level, and for what my expectation is, in terms of their role and figuring all that stuff out. But Alex is obviously a really talented scorer. Obviously threw in a 3. I thought he played a good floor game, grabbed 2 rebounds. I thought he took advantage of his opportunities. CJ, I thought, showed some good flashes, hit the 3, got to the line, made his free throws, and he pops out there. He's a really good athlete, and I think as he continues to get more and more comfortable, you'll start seeing even more positive plays out of him. But, these two guys, if things go as we plan, will be a huge part of our program, as they move forward. And I'm just pleased we were able to get them some time out there tonight.
Handling the shot making, not happening for him at the rate that he's used to expecting. I mean, is he doing everything in your eyes that requires no talent through not having the offensive game that he's used to having?
Yeah, he's guarding. He's done a great job taking care of the ball. 3 assists, 1 turnover again tonight. We're winning when he's on the floor, and we need him to be a guy that's comfortable. For us to be the best we can be, and we're going to keep allowing him to kind of find himself in that sense. But listen, I'm sure he's beating himself up about it a little bit, but it's my job to make sure he's focusing on the right stuff, and I can't allow his lack of shot making to affect other areas of the game or affect our team negatively. And I think he's been mature about that, being able to be frustrated with himself about the shot making, but not allowing it to affect our team and his teammates in the other areas. And that's what I expect of him as a senior and a guy that's had success before. Yeah.
Thanks,
All right. Have a great weekend.